this week's episode of BJ in the Morning, we're going to talk about the worst superhero movies of all time. Let's go.
Welcome to BJ in the Morning. I'm Brendan.
And I'm Juan.
And last week, we talked about some creepy true crime stories.
It was a bit of a downer.
This week's also going to be a downer because we're talking about Hollywood crimes. And by that, we mean really, really, really bad movies. Specifically, superhero movies.
And with the hype of all the announcements made recently, like Deadpool
And Wolverine. Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four.
Madam Web.
Madam Web.
Things.
Isn't there like superhero like video games coming out?
Probably.
Like the Wolverine game I saw.
Yeah, so that one, they haven't really showed too much of it yet, but it's by the people who made the Spider-Man games.
The Spider-Man games.
They also just announced like Deadpool is going to be in Apex Legends.
Eh?
Yeah. There's some Deadpool crossover coming.
Isn't that like a...
It's a...
Don't tell me.
You can do it.
Kind of like...
Get there.
Call of Duty?
No.
Fortnite?
No. I mean, yeah.
It's like Fortnite.
It's a battle royale.
Like Fortnite.
Yeah, like Apex though.
Remember, I got third place.
You got third place.
First place.
Did you get? I don't think you got first.
No, it was like third.
Yeah,
I got like third place.
Hiding in a bush the entire game.
No, I was running. I was just running around and hiding.
But yeah, you did better than me and our other friend who played all the time. So I thought that was really funny.
With 0 kills.
0 kills, but you tried.
I tried.
You tried. And that's all that matters. But yeah, there's tons of superhero stuff going on in the world right now.
Yeah.
I think we're at the point where we need like something awesome to happen. Some really great superhero movies to come out to rekindle the fire.
Spark it up.
Just give us something good.
Burn our faces with that spark.
Because, as we said, Madam Web just came out, and we've already trash talked it a little bit on the podcast.
Yeah.
Dakota Johnson trash talked it.
Did she?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
What'd she say?
There was a lot of different things. There's a lot of different interviews. Like, I'll have to show you a bunch of TikToks, and I'll probably forget to show you the TikToks. But there's just so many moments where you can tell she's like, I don't care about this movie.
Yeah.
Like, she knew it was gonna be bad.
So, here's a quick little opinion about that movie. And you haven't watched it yet, correct? Nope. Okay.
I'll wait till it's streaming.
You should watch it though, because it wasn't a bad movie because of the acting.
It was the writing, the editing,
it was the
and
decisions
and the
made.
honey.
Yes, it was the decisions made on the production side.
Yeah, Sony. We can call them out.
Sony. Dang it, Sony.
Freaking Sony.
But like, it just could have gone so many different ways that could have made the movie just that much more interesting. And
to not show off things that only happen in the last 5 seconds of the movie in the trailer.
What made us want to watch that movie?
Just that it's Spider-Man related.
Spider-Women.
Yeah, but
right?
like I said, it's the Spider-Verse things and stuff, yeah. But yeah, the shots of the Spider-Women, because they were pretty accurate, comic book wise.
Which we only got for like a few minutes.
At the very end.
And the beginning. But overall, 5 minutes of the whole fucking movie.
Yeah, but the trailer was mostly them in uniform.
Yeah.
Yeah. Costume. I don't know what superheroes call their outfits.
Outfit? What is it?
I just think of the Superman one. It's not an S.
OOTD?
Outfit of the day?
Yeah.
Same one as yesterday.
Yeah, it's just Spider-Man posing for a selfie.
Yeah. But Yeah, so you have your theories on Madam Web.
Mm.
I have my theory on Madam Web, and I haven't seen it.
Okay.
And I think I brought it up to you already. But the theory is that companies, film studios, production studios, are making superhero movies that are trash to get us to stop wanting superhero movies.
Mm.
How do you feel about that theory?
It makes sense
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like for a long time, superhero movies were the only good movie that would come out within the year. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So for like what? The last 10 or 11 years, Marvel was putting out amazing superhero movies,
Mm-hmm.
one after the other after the
Right.
other. And like that's all we wanted. We just
Mm-hmm.
wanted more Marvel.
Right.
And then we started deep diving and we started like
Yeah, and then 2020 hit, and
we got nothing.
there was a like a divergence of quality.
I think it was exactly 1 year
Mm-hmm.
that we didn't get a movie from Marvel.
And then it just didn't work when they came back.
Well, because they were trying to produce
A year's
quantity
over quality.
over quality.
Yeah.
So they were like, "Oh, you want Marvel?
Here you go.
Here you go."
And they
Just a big giant.
dumped out the bag
Yeah.
on the table.
Here you go, mother effers.
There's Black Widow. There's some Falcon, Winter Soldier.
Uh-huh.
What's that over there? Miss Marvel? You didn't know about that one.
Yeah. What about Wanda?
WandaVision.
What about a werewolf?
Yeah.
Huh?
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 And it's going to be in black and white.
Yeah. Whoop whoop. Here you go.
But no, I think that it might not just be Marvel. It might be other superheroes,
Sure.
like other studios making superhero movies, because that's all we wanted for so long.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we didn't get it, we wanted it even more.
We were rampaging.
And there was a couple misses, right?
Mhm.
At the beginning when things started coming back. There was a couple solid ones, like WandaVision,
Mhm.
super good,
Mm-hmm.
really set the bar high, and then just some just stink, you know.
Yeah.
And I think we started, not we specifically, but we as a fan base started turning
As a whole.
Mm-hmm.
And getting angry.
at everything.
Like
Nothing
hey.
was good enough anymore, right?
Yeah.
Like at all. And there was some good ones thrown in there, little sprinkles. Like we talked about the sprinkles in the past.
Yep.
Little sprinkles of goodness. But I think when we started turning as a whole on the superhero genre, because it had such a stranglehold on everything for so long,
Yeah.
that companies were like,
You know what?
put out that bullshit.
Yeah.
What, this Madam Web
this
script?
movie's too good.
Make it bad.
Yeah. Redo it.
Hey,
do it again.
hey. That script you got there?
Yeah.
Solid. Rip out 75% of those pages right now. And you're going to just cram this movie.
No.
Yeah.
Here's what they did. They wrote the script.
Mhm.
It was great.
Yeah.
They shot the whole movie.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, don't like it. Do this script.
Yeah.
We rewrote it for you.
For me,
And now they're under a time crunch.
yeah, so they got to speed through it all.
So they have less budget because they already
Mhm.
spent most of it on the
Mhm.
last
Mhm. Mhm.
filming,
Mm-hmm.
and less time.
But now they're also doing it on green screen and in ADR.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then they put those two movies and Frankenstein them together.
Yeah. This part was bad from
Because-
the original part.
How many times do we hear, like, in breakdowns we watch on YouTube, things like that about, like, this movie, that movie, like, oh, this version of the movie is out there somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Release the Snyder cut, things like that, right?
Yeah.
It happens a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a problem because the superhero genre is kind of going down.
Yeah.
We have some things to look forward to, but also looking back, it hasn't always been sunshine and rainbows, you know?
Yeah.
Which is why today
Mm-hmm.
we're going to go through a list presented to us, specifically us, by Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, these are ratings of Rotten Tomatoes.
Mm-hmm.
Rotten Potatoes.
Rotten Potatoes.
And it's essentially a list of the worst rated superhero movies of all time. So we're going back to the 70s even.
Yeah, there's movies from all different decades, all different studios, all different IPs.
But superhero movies have always been a thing for a long time.
Yeah, but they're just
it
now.
just wasn't very mainstream, if you will, until Marvel.
Right.
Or until not
the MCU.
The MCU. Yeah.
So, why don't we break down this list and see how we feel about it, yeah?
Yeah.
See how maybe we agree, maybe we disagree. But let's see the trash that gave us the MCU, that gave us these amazing movies. Like, these movies might be trash, but they were still fun. They were still good enough. Not all of them. Some of them. Still good enough to give us what we needed to get to where we are today.
They paved the road.
Exactly. That's what I was saying in that long, convoluted little workaround. But speaking of
Marvel,
we're starting with number 37 on the list of Rotten Tomatoes worst superhero movies of all time with Punisher Warzone from 2008 with a 29% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oof. Splat.
Have you seen this movie?
This one I have not. I want to say I may have seen a clip and was like, oh, that's kind of cool, maybe.
Yeah.
But I have not seen the movie.
So,
with that said, I would have to agree because we already got a Punisher movie before this.
Right.
Which we can talk about later. But to release another one, what, 4 years later?
Yeah.
Seems
superfluous. Like it didn't need to happen.
Yeah.
Also
unnecessary.
Yeah, they changed the main actor. Still the same character, Frank Castle.
Yeah.
But this one's starring the late Ray Stevenson.
Okay.
Who we last saw in Ahsoka. And he did pass away last year.
Oh, R.I.P.
Ray Stevenson's great, but not great enough to make this movie anything better than a 29%. Most of the consensus from the critics say that it's got excessively violent. It's dialogue challenged, and it feels out of date, like it should have been made in the 80s.
Interesting.
Which, yeah, I mean, think about like some of the movies that we got in the 70s, 80s, 90s. That vibe is not really what we see in the later 2000s and up to today, right? And then when you do see a movie come out that's really violent and really crazy like that, it's more stylized. It's more something like Kingsman, where there's still that lightheartedness about it, but also the writing's there. This movie apparently.
But then the action scenes are also vibrant
and stylized, like John Wick style kind of, because you get a lot of that with like I said, Kingsman, John Wick. There's a new one coming out. It's like Monkey Man or whatever. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah. But
it just made me think of something. But
there's also like in the Deadpool movies, right? We get really strong action sequences that feel really good. So
yeah. So the next one on our list,
hilarious by the way,
number 36 is The Punisher.
So the first one from 2004. What's the Rotten Tomato score on this one?
29%.
Wow.
So the exact same score.
Wow.
With this one being older though, I do like this movie.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
I don't know.
So there's a scene in it that really blows my mind every time. Is that it was one of the fight scenes. He's fighting this big giant Russian dude, and apparently the prop master didn't put a fake knife that was supposed to be a fake knife. And the Punisher, what's his name? Thomas Jane, stabbed the guy in the chest for real.
What?
And the actor just kept going.
Finish the scene.
Finished the scene. And
but we talk about DiCaprio breaking some glass with his hand.
Yeah.
This guy got stabbed. With a knife.
And stayed in character, like his big Russian. Yeah.
Yeah.
And finished the scene. And that scene is in the movie.
That's ridiculous.
It was kept in the movie. Mm-hmm. And apparently, Thomas Jane, he talks about it all the time, but he's always like, man, I had to buy him, like a bottle of whiskey after that, and like really expensive bottle of, like, to apologize. And like, I guess the guy who got stabbed was just like very
happens.
Yeah, nice about it, you know. But
I guess it happens.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But what's even crazier is that these are back to back on the list.
Yeah. Right.
So what's the critics' consensus on this one?
That a good cast fails to elevate this overly violent and by the numbers revenge flick.
Overly violent again?
Mm-hmm. It is The Punisher.
That's just The Punisher, though.
Yeah, but again, it's like 2004, right? Like we're, as a country, as a planet, still coming out of like some really messed up stuff going on in the world. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't remember this movie at all.
Yeah.
I also like forgot John Travolta was in it, which is kind of funny to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think maybe it just wasn't the time or place, because look at the series we got on The Punisher on Netflix. Great reviews.
Overly violent.
But it's got way better reviews, right? Yeah. So it really comes down to actors, writing, directing, but also timing is everything when it comes to these types of films.
You mean like the timing in
the world?
In the world?
Yeah, timeline-wise, in our world.
Well, what I thought you meant was what I was about to say was the pacing. Mm-hmm. You can't have like a slow-paced movie,
right,
for a movie like The Punisher. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that was the problem maybe with well, not the first one, really. I guess kind of the first one. It's slowly paced. Mm-hmm. The second one, like I said, I don't remember, so I don't know, or I don't remember seeing it.
Right.
But it could have been just really bad pacing of the movie too.
Probably.
So with that said, is number 35 also a Punisher movie?
It is not, but it is a punishing movie to a lot of fans. You like what I did there? Mm-hmm. With a 29% on Rotten Tomatoes as well. Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice from 2016. What are the critics saying about this one?
So they're saying Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice.
Terrible title.
Yeah.
It's overly long.
When we read Dawn of Justice, I said, it's called Dawn of Justice? I just thought it was Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
Which is good enough.
I guess.
It is.
Yeah. What are they saying about this movie, though?
Smothers a potentially powerful story and some of America's iconic superheroes in a grim whirlwind of effects-driven action.
Yeah. So my biggest complaint on a lot of the DC Comics movies, DC movies, DCEU, that's what we're going with, the DCEU, and I think it's a lot of the problems that everyone has.
Or we can go with Snyderverse, maybe.
Maybe. The overuse of CG for every single shot. Look at the movie that put Zack Snyder on the map, 300. Overly stylized, but also so accurate, like almost to a T of the comics. Tell me the comic that this one's copying with its overly used CG in this bland world that doesn't have like anything fun going on, right? Like it's all gray, it's all washed out. It's a lot of just screaming Martha over and over again, right?
Yeah.
And every fight scene, for the most part, right, is all CG.
But that was all of Snyder's movies.
Right.
Especially the superhero movies. But like he was even using CGI when it was not necessary.
Right.
He was CGIing people's faces. He was CGIing, you know, people in the crowd. Like, you know, it's just like it's very obvious, especially when you're doing faces, that it's CGI.
Yeah,
and
it
it
just
looks
breaks
horrible.
The uncanny valley just gets too crazy, and
Yeah.
like you can just look at it and be like, "That's not real."
And
that mother effer right there, not real.
Yeah.
You know
but with 300, you're talking about the airplane lady.
Yeah, the airplane. Yeah.
But like with 300, it was still practical fight scenes.
Yeah.
Like I've seen behind the scenes footage.
They learned all that stuff.
And it was practical. It was filmed.
The CG was the backgrounds.
Some of it was filmed in a canyon, you know, like for that main super powerful fight scene that's in slow motion. All 100% practical.
Yeah.
But
the atmosphere.
Yeah.
The lighting.
The things that would make sense to be CGI.
The things
CGI.
you can't make now. The things that aren't around now.
Yeah.
The orange skies, not now.
The orange guys?
Skies.
Oh, got it.
Yeah. They are also orange guys in that movie. But yeah, Batman v Superman. I remember we saw this one together, right?
I think.
All I remember is laughing out loud at the Martha line. Why did you say that name?
Yeah. Where did you get that name? That was the first time we saw Ben Affleck Batman, correct?
I believe so. And it just felt weird, right?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't hate it. I did not hate it.
But what I did hate about this movie, besides the overuse rubbery, like Stretch Armstrong feeling CG, is I like Michael Shannon. He's a great villain. But the fact that another being of the same power as Superman comes down to Earth to almost completely obliterate this city, what are the stakes, right? Like,
you're talking about Superman,
right? Oh, that's the one before, right? He comes back in this one though, right?
It's
it's after that one. And I'm roping them in.
So they have his unalived body, his corpse.
But I'm saying like that there was no stakes, right? Like, it's two beings of unlimited power on Earth, right? For the most part, right? But then you get Batman, who puts on a metal suit, and he can now take on Superman. How does that work? How's that it? Also, who plays Lex Luthor in this?
Jesse Eisenberg.
Why?
Horrible.
Why?
Horrible casting.
Why?
Yeah.
I feel like he could be like a Riddler type, you know? But not. No.
Not Lex.
No. And
not
this is
the
coming.
Luthor man.
This is coming from a guy, me, who doesn't really care about Superman. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say it. I can get all the hate I want, or I will get. But like, it's everything to do with the fact that Superman is too powerful. So there's not a lot of stakes.
Understood.
But let's talk about the next one real fast. Just get past 34.
Past 34?
Yeah, what's number 34 is RoboCop 2. Have you seen RoboCop 2?
Of course.
Same. Do I remember it being bad? No, because it's a bloody, gory, friggin' dumb mess. We'll never top RoboCop 1. Next on the list, we probably can talk about this one for a while, but we can keep it. We keep it on the wraps. We're only on 33. What's number 33?
Rapid fire.
What's number 33?
Number 33 is the Fantastic Four.
I love
this 2005 movie.
I loved this movie when it came out.
I do love this movie still.
I think the casting's pretty solid.
Of course it is.
I really enjoy seeing Chris Evans as someone other than Captain America in a Marvel-esque movie. And I think it'll be really funny if they ever pull it off where he can be both, which he can't now, right? He's not playing Cap anymore. But it would be hilarious to see him return to the MCU
as both,
as the Human Torch.
Like, well, yeah, but it'd be great to see, like in Secret Wars. You know, they're doing the whole multiverse thing,
right? They're trying to figure it out too.
if we had Cap and Human Torch interact.
Like, wait a second. You know, like.
Well, we've seen it before already, right? With America's ass.
Yeah.
Let's see it again with America's flaming ass.
the flaming hot Cheetos. Anyways, how do we feel about Michael Chiklis as Ben Grimm?
I like it a lot.
Yeah,
and
I know we've talked about the suits before. Not comic accurate.
No.
But close.
But the fact that he had to wear a 150-pound freaking bodysuit all day for filming.
Yeah. More power
give
to
him
you.
props, dude. Don't
give him props. He can't hold anything else. But like, give him a pat on the don't pat him on the back. He'll probably fall over. They did great. This movie is fun. It's kind of wild. The sequel not as good. But maybe it'll show up on this list too.
Maybe.
The critics' consensus is marred by goofy attempts at wit, subpar acting, and bland storytelling. Fantastic Four is a mediocre attempt to bring Marvel's oldest hero team to the big screen.
You shut your mouth.
You shut your whole mouth. Hey, it's still higher ranked than Fan Four Stick.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's going to show up on the list.
I really hope so because that movie's horrible.
Yeah, I couldn't even finish it. But anyways, let's talk about number 32.
All right.
Ghostrider from 2007.
Not a horrible movie.
But not a good movie.
Not a great movie.
Nick Cage in this role, 50-50. Like, it is great and over the top because it's Nick Cage, but also it's Nick Cage.
In this movie specifically. Yeah. Okay.
This one got a 27 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
And we all know Johnny Blaze, Nick Cage, sells his soul to save, I think it's his dad, right?
His dad.
Yeah. He sells his soul to the devil. Oh, my mouse! I just threw it on the floor.
Oh, nice.
Hopefully I don't need it. But yeah, he sells his soul to become a ghostwriter for the devil, where he has to go and collect other souls, right?
But the weird thing, which I don't know if this is how it happens in the comics or not, but he sells his soul as a teenager, but the devil doesn't come to collect until he's an older adult, or in his 30s or 40s.
There's an age you gotta be for the contracts from hell to take effect. You know. Yeah. It's in the clause. It's clause C, paragraph 666.
You've seen it.
Yeah, I've seen the contract. I almost signed. But it wasn't worth that Twinkie in 5th grade. You know. That joke would make a lot more sense if you knew what I was talking about.
Sorry.
I can roll fast. In 5th grade, there was a teacher who would give you a stopwatch. Not everyone, just sometimes. Some people get it. A stopwatch. And you had to stop the stopwatch on exactly a minute. And if you won, you got to pick treats from his treat little cabinet. Twinkies were his favorite treat, so there was always Twinkies. So that is the joke that I'm making, is that I wanted to win something off of that just because I never saw anyone do it. Weird thing is, I never won.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, was that an interesting story? Was it interesting? That's probably what sparked my love of game shows.
Thank you for that.
I'm so sorry I bored you to death with my freaking story.
Wait, what teacher was this?
Don't worry about it. You weren't in my 5th grade class. Number 31 on the list. Suicide Squad from 2016.
Agree.
Suicide Squad boasts a talented cast. Yeah.
Yeah.
And little more humor than previous DCEU efforts. But they aren't enough to save the disappointing end result from a muddled plot, thinly written characters, and choppy directing. Agreed.
Agree.
I don't think we need to talk about this movie.
I will say I was very, very sad because I love Jared Leto. I love Jared Leto.
As the Joker?
No.
Yeah.
No. Not as the Joker.
Just as an actor.
As an actor, as a musician, I love everything about Jared Leto.
You love him.
I love him.
You're in love with him.
I got a small little man crush on Jared Leto.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
They did him dirty as the Joker. And this movie
was that? Wait, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Was that a was that them
The
that
studio.
made the
The
Joker?
studio.
The studio?
The studio.
Or was it Jared
No,
Leto
it's the studio.
doing a weird
It
Joker
is the
thing?
studio.
Okay.
They're trying to make him all gangster and everything, and it just doesn't work, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But this one got a 26 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted this to be good, just like it seemed like it might be. But I'll tell you,
The next
The
one.
Suicide Squad,
Oh.
The Suicide Squad,
Mm-hmm.
so good.
So much better.
And you know why it's so much better? It felt like the humor of a Marvel movie
And it was directed by a Marvel director
at the time.
at the time.
Weird how the good ones,
Although,
you let them get away,
although James Gunn did have his hand in the original Suicide Squad,
but not as much.
not as much. He didn't direct it.
You know also, you know who didn't have their hands in the next movie?
James Gunn.
James Gunn, because this movie came out in 2011, and it is one of the movies that I almost walked out of when we saw it in theaters, and that is Green Lantern, starring friend of the show, Ryan
Friend
Reynolds.
of the show, Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, he's a first-time listener, first-time caller. Ryan Reynolds. We all of us, me and Juan, all of you listening, know exactly why this movie sucks, right?
Yeah.
And it all comes down to CGI suit.
Mm-hmm.
Put him in a friggin' suit. But also, I want to just say that this probably led to us getting Deadpool, in a way.
Yeah.
You know.
But with that said,
mm-hmm.
when we first saw the movie, I thought it was still pretty fun, but they could have used. They could have had Green Lantern use his powers
more like in the comic,
more, I don't know, efficiently.
Yeah,
or you know what I mean.
It felt like they were trying too much to be like a Looney Tunes cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you have a bag of holding, you can just pull anything out.
And this guy who just got a ring and doesn't know how to use it, and he never learns how to use it really.
Yeah,
you know
except how to make SAM turrets. You know, and
makes
shoot missiles.
Makes a
hammer.
A race car go like a Hot Wheels race car.
That was just pandering to Fast and the Furious fame. You know what I mean? This one got a 25%. And it's noisy, overproduced, and thinly written, is what critics say. The funniest part about the next movie is the fact that Ryan Reynolds is also in it.
Mm-hmm.
So number 29 on the list, go for it.
It's Blade Trinity.
Blade Trinity.
The third.
The third Blade.
Blade the third.
That's what Trinity means, right?
Yeah, Blade the third.
Mm-hmm.
Got 24% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's tough because the first two Blade movies are really dark and gritty and like violent, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But this one I think really was a product of its time, where it lightened up too much.
Mm-hmm.
It got too campy.
It got too. They had blinders on. It was like one-sided, I feel like, and they went down this really cool vampire lore in the second one that it kind of bled into the third one. Yeah, where it kind of was like, all right, let's do something else now.
But also Ryan Reynolds is definitely playing Deadpool in this movie, right? Or at least Wade Wilson.
Yeah,
He's got two katanas.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I understand.
Have you seen the next movie on the list?
Let me see.
Bulletproof Monk.
So I was I don't know. No, I have not. I thought this was a Jet Li movie. Apparently it's not. So no, I have not seen it.
So Bulletproof Monk came out in 2003. 23% on Rotten Tomatoes. I have not seen it. I don't think we can talk about it then, you know? Yeah. But it is number 28. Number 27. I have not seen this movie.
Have you seen the
Nope.
Nothing?
Nope.
Nothing.
So go for it.
It's Judge Dredd with a 22% on Rotten Tomatoes. And I personally love this movie. The remake was a little off because it was, more of a, like when the studios, they want to make it more futuristic and more, I don't know. They try to make it cooler, I guess. More CGI, more of this, more of that. A more futuristic vibe. Even though Judge Dredd was a futuristic film in itself, but I still love the original. I think it was a good movie. I haven't seen it in a very long time, though, so I can't, with a clear mind, tell you, yes, 100%, it was great. Should not be on this fucking list, right?
Yeah.
So critics say Judge Dredd wants to be both a legitimate violent act. Son of a gun.
Son of a James Gunn.
Let me start over. If you not watching, I just dropped my iPad. Judge Dredd wants to be both a legitimate violent action flick and a parody of one, but director Danny Cannon fails to find the necessary balance to make it work.
Danny Cannon.
Dang it, Danny.
Danny Cannon just sounds like a B-list superhero name. And welcoming to the stage, Danny Cannon. He's got 2 cannons for arms and another arm. We don't know where it comes from.
I think we could speed read through a couple of these next ones.
Yeah, like 26 on the list. Thunder Force.
Yeah, so let's say agree or disagree.
Yeah.
Until we get to one that really sparks it.
But yeah, Thunder Force, 22%.
Never
Trash.
seen it.
Dark Phoenix. Couldn't finish it.
Agree.
22%. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
The 2014 film.
Yeah, I've already talked about how much I don't like
CGI.
CGI, yes, but also what's his face? Director, Explosions. Michael Bay. He produced this movie. Which is why Megan Fox is in it. I don't think Megan Fox should have been in it.
Interesting.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. Isn't this like Turtles in Time or something?
That's the one, yeah, where they travel back in
I
time.
love this one.
Yeah.
I think the costumes are kind of crappy, though. Like, they change them too much. But it's one of those ones that just holds a special place in my heart.
Yeah, and they come back in their samurai outfits.
Yeah, badass.
19%.
Bad. Horrible. But also, Ghostrider Spirit of Vengeance.
Horrible.
19%.
Terrible movie.
Yeah, no, I don't even want to talk about it. Spawn is number 21 on the list.
Makes me so angry that it's even on this list.
Yeah, but it's another one of those like really, really violent movies that probably just came out at the worst time.
But also, the first of its kind to really use CGI
the way that it did. It's hard to watch the 1998 screensaver backgrounds that happened in that movie though now.
Agreed.
Like it looks like
the funnel of fire.
Yeah.
When he's falling.
It's like Windows Movie Maker or Windows Media Player, the visualization that you would turn on when you were listening to like your illegally downloaded music from LimeWire back in the 2005.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying. But yeah, it's got a 17% for Spawn.
Ugh.
While it would be cool to see the cast, or at least John Leguizamo, come back for the new Spawn movie that they're talking about, I don't know. It's just not my favorite movie, you know?
I would love to see Michael J. White reprise the role.
Yeah.
It would be great.
We'll see what happens, but there are rumors that is happening. So, the next one, number 20.
Oh, wait.
Oh, sorry.
Did I tell you?
No.
I saw Todd McFarlane at Comic-Con. And he pretty much promised an eventual Spawn movie.
To you specifically? Like he was like, breaking news.
Juan? Sir? What's your name?
Juan.
Todd McFarlane. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Artist of
and you're like,
Spider-Man.
I love Spawn.
Creators Spider-Man.
I love Spawn.
Spawn toys.
I love Spawn.
Comic books. Yeah.
My name rhymes with Spawn.
He basically said
Juan, whose name rhymes with Spawn.
He said he was talking to Blumhouse.
That would be the place to go.
It. Yeah. Anyways, moving on.
Number 20.
The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
You didn't watch it.
Love this movie.
Didn't watch it.
I love this movie.
I've just heard it was bad all the time.
So, real quick, watching this as a kid, it came out in 2003. I was, what, 10? 11 maybe? Maybe, baby?
I guess.
I saw this movie, and it was like a movie. I loved movies where people had powers, but it wasn't like a superhero movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like Superman. It wasn't Spider-Man. It wasn't...
Right.
You know?
It's a different kind of movie altogether.
Yeah, and I really liked this movie. I don't know. You got to watch it.
Maybe someday. I don't know. I really don't know.
The consensus says just ordinary LXG, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, is a great premise ruined by poor execution.
League of Extraordinary LEG leg
LXG.
No, but leg doesn't sound as good.
Leg, got it.
What's number 19 on the list?
It is. Oh no.
This is one I don't think either one of us agree with.
Turbo, a Power Rangers movie.
So remind me, this is the one where the kid becomes a Blue Ranger, right?
Yes.
And it's like on an island.
Rocky breaks his back.
And then like this kid comes to this place with the Rangers to fight a volcano creature. I saw this. I'm pretty sure I saw this in theaters. I want to say
this movie holds a very, very near
I
dear
love this
place
movie.
in my heart. Dude.
Yeah, love it.
And you know what's funny? Just the other day, I was at work and I was looking for a tool. I pulled out this wrench and I was just staring at it for a second. And I said, you know what this wrench looks like? It looks like the fucking key to their morphers in this movie.
Yeah.
And no shit, looked it up.
and it does?
Was like, oh my God.
And it does.
And it does.
That's pretty sick.
And so... yeah, I've recently thought about this movie, and it makes me angry that it's so low on the list, 16%, and the critics' consensus only just says, no, Power Rangers.
No, Power Rangers. Yeah, you gotta say.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
No, Power Rangers. You shut up.
But you know what they don't need to shut up about?
What?
Number 18 on the list. Do we need to talk about this one? I feel like we've talked about it on the podcast.
We don't have to.
Morbius. It took me 4 times to not finish this movie. You know, like I turned it on at the parts I stopped at 4 different times and still didn't finish it.
But what did I say when I watched Madam Web? I would have rather have watched Morbius again.
Yeah.
All right.
Have you seen the next one on the list, number 17, The Crow, City of Angels?
I have.
I don't think I watched any of the Crow movies.
Oh wait, this is a sequel?
It's a sequel.
Oh no, then
I've only seen the first one.
I've seen The Crow.
You can't beat the first one.
So
Brandon Lee,
R.I.P.
That's the main reason I didn't watch any of the other ones.
Because it obviously not.
Because what happened? Yeah.
So the thing about The Crow is like, it's one of those cult classic movies that like, it's really maybe I guess not the best, but at the same time, it is good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I get the hype around it. It's a different take on like the superhero genre. But it's just not.
You gotta watch it with a mindset.
Yeah. You know what else you gotta watch with a mindset?
The next one on our list?
Underdog.
Never seen it.
It's not good.
No?
Nope.
Does the dog talk?
Yeah.
Is it funny at least?
No.
Well, this one got a 14%. Did you say that already?
No, not yet.
Oh, it's 14%. Came out in 2007. I'm surprised I haven't seen this movie.
It's not good. Just like the next one on the list, which is The Spirit.
Oh, I haven't seen that one either.
2008, 14%. Number 14.
Eva Mendes.
Yeah, she's in it.
Nice.
Number 14 on the list, though. Howard the Duck from 1986. The consensus on this is I love this movie for what it is. It is not good, but I love this movie. But the critics say, while it has its moments, Howard the Duck suffers from an uneven tone and mediocre performances. I can tell you, A, I love Leah Thompson so much. B, this movie is skating like between the lines of too dirty to be a Marvel movie that we need to talk about, and so silly that it feels like it should be like the opening video for you standing on a roller coaster ride. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
where it's just that cheesy and over the top. But I still really enjoyed the movie for what it is.
I love how they're bringing back Howard the Duck and really just
pretending this movie doesn't exist,
giving him I don't know, not really a comeback, but like just giving him a character. You know what I mean? Like
doing it.
Yeah.
You know what character they didn't need to do it with? Madam Web. We don't even talk about Madam Web.
It made the list. It just came out a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, 2024, 12%.
2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago.
Something like that.
Oh, jeez.
What about number 12? It made the
list. Sorry.
You're good. We're speed running, but we're not.
Yeah. Number 12, I don't think I finished this movie either. Is Jonah Hex.
It wasn't good.
And I never realized that it was Josh Brolin.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, never watched it. Never finished it.
John Malkovich and Megan Fox?
I don't like Megan Fox, so I don't watch movies with Megan Fox in it as much as I possibly can.
12% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, but what about number 11? Is this another movie that we love that people hate?
Yeah.
But is it a good movie?
It's not.
But
it's not a good movie. But I do love it, and it could be a childhood nostalgia thing, because I loved it when I was a kid. It was a great movie when I was a kid.
Yeah.
It's Batman and Robin.
Yeah. The consensus on this is Joel Schumacher's tongue-in-cheek attitude hits an unbearable limit in Batman and Robin, resulting in a frantic and mindless movie that's too jokey to care for. I can understand that.
Rough.
I can understand it, though, because even when we talked about this movie last, that kind of fits. Where it wasn't as...
You know, like when George Clooney was like, I'm going to charge it to the card, and he pulls out
the bat card?
A bat credit card.
That.
Oh, dude, come on.
And it's got the MasterCard logo on it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Next on the list is another one we love to hate. We don't like it. We don't love it at all. We just love hating on it. And that's Elektra from 2005.
Horrible.
Jennifer Garner. The only reason they made this movie is because she was with Ben Affleck at the time. And the next one on the list, number 9.
I thought this one was low. I thought Elektra was lower on the tomato.
With an 11%
thermometer.
11%.
I thought it was like at like a 3% or something like that.
Number 9.
Anyways, number 9 is Superman 4: The Quest for Peace.
Never seen it.
I don't remember this. I know I have seen it. I don't remember it.
Number 8. RoboCop 3. I don't think I ever watched this one.
With a 9%.
9%.
On the thermometer.
I don't want to watch it. The worst part, though, is that I've seen some of the next movie on the list, which is Fan 4 Stick.
Ugh.
Fantastic Four from 2015. 9% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Horrible. Just horrible.
What is the consensus on this one, Juan? What's our consensus? Horrible.
Horrible.
What are the critics saying?
Dull and downbeat. This Fantastic Four proves a woefully misguided attempt to translate a classic comic series without the humor, joy, or colorful thrills that made it great.
Yeah.
So I hated this movie before it even came out.
For real. I thought that was going to be better with the cast announcement. You know, it sounds like a good cast.
Yeah, but I think the cast announcement pissed me off.
Yeah.
Too young.
Some of them, yeah.
Miles Teller. Make Miles Teller the Human Torch, maybe.
Yeah. Because we like Miles Teller in this house.
In this house.
Michael B. Jordan.
We like Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah. K. Mara. Okay.
Sure.
Jamie Bell. Okay.
Sure.
But yeah, no, I could not finish this movie. And I've never seen the next two.
You haven't seen Steel?
I have not seen Steel.
You have not seen Steel?
No, because when I think Shaq movies, I'm thinking, was it Kazam?
Shazam?
Kazam. Right?
Yeah.
Kazam. That's the Shaq movie I want to watch, okay? It's not Steel.
So Steel is a DC comic.
Mm-hmm.
You know that, right?
No.
It's a DC comic. So they made this movie in 1997, got 8% on the thermometer. But our consensus, or my consensus, is, hey, it's a Shaq movie.
It is a Shaq movie.
It's a Shaq movie that came out in 1997. Hey. It's a Shaq movie.
Yeah, but again, I'm watching Kazam. I also have not seen number 5 on the list, Supergirl from 1984.
I have not seen it. 8% on the thermometer.
Consensus on this one is the effects are cheesy and Supergirl's wide-eyed, cheery heroine simply isn't interesting to watch for an hour and a half. Sucks, dude. You know what else isn't interesting to watch? Number 4 on the list. Have you seen this one? I know I have. And I think we've talked really badly about this movie too.
Yeah.
2004's
CaTwOmAn. 8% on the thermometer. Really bad.
She straight up is
overly
just
sexualized.
becoming a cat in this movie.
Yeah.
Like,
Directed by Pitoff? You heard of that?
Nope. All I can think about, though, is that there is a part in this movie where she's, like, running up the walls and they're trying to make it a Spider-Man movie feeling kind of vibe. But she looks like a rubber doll that's, like, you know when you throw, like, one of those sticky hands on the wall and it just kind of, like, falls down slowly?
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
It's bad. Number 3, I don't know why this is on the list.
This movie was funny.
I agree, but I know that it's not a good movie.
It's The Son of the Mask with a 6%.
I know this movie's bad, but a lot of people say that it's bad because of the animation on the baby, which I can understand.
Overly frantic, painfully unfunny, and sorely missing the presence of Jim Carrey.
Yes, but also I kind of like Jamie Kennedy in this era. And also Alan Cumming is great. He plays Loki in this. I do like this movie to an extent, but I get where they're coming from. I do think it's another one of those movies that should not have been made at all, but also B, if it was going to be made, it should have waited for technology to catch up a little bit. I haven't seen the next movie on this list either.
I have.
Because I like the twin movie for this, the copycat movie for this one.
I've watched this one recently, actually.
Yeah.
This one is number 2 on the list. Zoom.
With Tim Allen? Courtney Cox. Wow. Spencer Breslin.
4%.
Hey, Kate Mara's in this. She's been in 2 bad superhero movies. Top 10s?
4% on the thermometer.
The consensus in this is great, and I think it's because the movies all came out at the same time. And that's lacking the punch and good cheer of The Incredibles and Sky High. And Sky High,
love Sky High,
is my favorite because I knew Zoom and Sky High were almost the same movie.
What came out first?
I don't remember.
I want to say Sky High.
Sky High?
And I love Sky High.
Me too. I still can watch that movie.
This one was not great, but it was
2005 Sky High.
Yep, came out first. But I don't think this one should have been as low as it is.
I have not seen it, so I couldn't tell you.
It's Tim Allen.
Yeah, but also it's Tim Allen.
But also, it's Tim Allen.
I don't know. You could do the Tim Allen little thing, though. And then the funniest thing is, I have also not seen the first one on this list. You have?
I have not. But I used to watch the TV show when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And I had all the action figures
Mm-hmm.
when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Max Steel.
Max Steel. I have not seen this.
With a 0% on the thermometer. 0%. Holy crap.
Yeah, it's down there on the list.
So I believe, so like I said, I haven't seen the movie, but there was a TV show for kids, and I don't really remember what the TV show was about either. But he was like a spy type character, and he could like transform his body into like whatever tool he needed.
Yeah.
Something crazy like that.
It is a movie based on a toy.
Okay. So that's it.
Yeah, all the critic reviews are really negative. But also this movie probably would have done better if it came out in the 90s.
Mm-hmm. When the show was a thing?
I think so.
It is tomato meter, by the way.
Thermometer.
I keep saying thermometer.
I think it's funnier when you say thermometer.
Thermometer.
Yeah, but I have not seen this movie. I don't plan on seeing that movie. I do think it's really funny, though.
Also, no notable actors. Directed by who knows. You know what I mean? Like, just they didn't try very hard with this movie.
No, and I think it's obvious with the score that it got of a 0.
0%.
0%. But that is Rotten Tomatoes list of the worst superhero movies of all time.
Of all time. Do we agree with of all time?
Most of them.
Most
of them.
Not all.
But most.
And take the Power Rangers movie out of there.
I want to watch that movie again now. I think it's on Netflix.
I have it on VHS. It's on Netflix?
I don't know. I want to say
I'm going to watch it tonight.
There's something on Netflix. I'm going to find it. I'm going to go home and go to sleep tonight is what I'm going to do.
Sounds good.
Because it's really late.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think I want to watch any superhero movies right now.
I do.
Like, I'm feeling just kind of meh about superhero movies at this moment.
Understood.
You know what? I'm really looking forward to the next chapter. Because we're either going to add more movies to this list or we're going to just have more great superhero movies come out. As fans of the superhero genre, we are looking forward to good movies, but also to talk crap about bad movies.
Yeah.
Because that is fun.
It sure is.
I don't need any more disappointments. I can't handle this.
I've had enough disappointment.
I'm sad. I'm upset. But I think, I don't know, the future looks okay right now.
Right.
For Deadpool and Wolverine, Fantastic Four. So let's just hold on to those for now.
Please.
Let's hope that they come out way better than the last couple movies and shows.
Yeah.
But if you agree or disagree with any of the movies on this list, or maybe there's one that you think should have been on this list, let us know on Instagram, Twitch, or TikTok at
BJ in the Morning Pot _
do it again at
BJ in the Morning _
I wonder if people, when I do that, or when we're like, let's just do it again, if they think like we're doing takes,
like we're forgetting to cut it out.
Yeah. I'm just pointing it out now.
That's not what's happening, by the way.
Because I think we did it in the last episode too.
Oh yeah.
Like, cause
let's take it back. One more time.
Yeah, it's legit. We do this in real life.
Yes, Papa.
We do this in real life with each other too. It's like, take it again.
Try it one more time. And action.
Where were we? Oh, if you're watching on YouTube, unlike the last episode, oops.
Just a little TD for you.
Yeah, just a little technical difficulty. If you're watching on YouTube, though, make sure you go down below, hit that big old red subscribe button, and
smash that bell.
Last time it was just a little
ding.
This time it's a gah. Did the bell have feelings? But yeah, go hit that bell. Comment down below what you think about most of these movies if you want. Let us know what you think.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Turbo? How do you feel about the Ghostrider movies? How did you ever think that you saw Deadpool in BLADE TRINITY when it came out? Because he's there.
He's there.
I still just, some of these movies on this list, man, were so bad.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for listening to this episode of BJ in the Morning. I'm Brendan.
And I'm Juan.
And Juan will say the outro now.
And we'll talk to you next time.
Was that okay? Was it weird?
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
You want to take it back?
Take it back now, y'all.
1 hop this time. 2 hops this time. 3 hop this time.
Boom, boom,
We're just gonna keep going.
Just gonna
3 hops this time. 4 hops this time. 5 hops this time.
Please stop. Please no, Papa.
174 hops this time.
Thanks for listening, guys. We
will talk to you next time.